¿Cómo está? And welcome to Subic Bay, connected to the Bataan Peninsula, a place absolutely steeped in history. And although it may not look like it, this is where World War III could begin. Whew, well, that's a cheery way to start the video. Let me explain. This area, Subic Bay, used to be the site of a huge American naval base, the biggest base in all of Asia. But the Americans left about 30 years ago. Hold on a second. Hi. ¿Cómo está? Let's see. Maybe we'll do that one. All right.
200.
200?
Yes.
I get change first. I come back, I buy that, okay? Not your brother?
Friend.
Your friend. Nasaan ang tourist?
Wala turista.
Wala tourist?
Wala.
Why?
Basta mahangin.
Mahangin. Okay. No soldiers? No American military? Sorry.
Basta no ship.
No ships. Alright. Magkano to?
Same. Salamat mo.
Yeah, there you go. Walang ano ma. See you later. As you can see, the heyday of this area is long behind it. Back in the day, with a huge American military base here, you'd have the soldiers coming off the base, patronizing all the shops, going to the bars. Nowadays, Subic Bay is a shadow of its former self. La pista. Sabbatical. There's still a small amount of tourists coming to this area, but now they're all Filipino. This is one of the closest beach areas you can get to from Manila. But there's not many. Man, it is blazing hot out here. I'm wearing like the worst possible getup to walk around a beach location. Dark shirt, dark pants. Skin that was designed to go live in an Irish bog. Poco a poco. I love all these little Spanish names that you find sprinkled throughout the Philippines. The public park over here.
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, man.
What's going on in here? Oh, this is an art project?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Back on our plane.
I thought you guys were doing drugs or something.
No.
In America, this would be a drug spot right there. Yeah, there you go. What are you painting?
It's for our play theater.
Oh, you're making a play. Okay. Well, good luck with that. I'd love to keep talking to you, but you got copyrightable music playing. I gotta leave now. I'll see you later. How's that? Funny how YouTube copyright laws. What? Filipinos always want to know. I love it. Hi, come on. Where? Very cute. Where's the Americans? Nasaan ang Amerikano? I thought there used to be lots of Americans here. Where are they?
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Yeah. That you might be right. I'm crazy. That's why I'm still walking around.
Oh, you're vlogging?
Yeah.
What's your channel?
They say that if you come to the Philippines, you leave with your subscriber count doubled. I can see how that works now. So if you look at a map of this area, you'll see that this land that I'm currently standing on is a tiny little island disconnected from the mainland. A generation ago, these streets would have been filled with American naval officers walking around. But in the early 90s, due to a funding disagreement, the Philippines wanted more money for the bases, and more importantly, a rising tide of Filipino nationalism. The American bases were closed. The Filipino government asked the Americans to leave. The American bases had been here since World War II, and it was a huge change and a huge shock to the local economy when the American military was asked to leave. The American military played such a huge role in the local economy that almost the entire tourism sector, many bars and restaurants completely relied on the Americans for their income. Here we have what looks like an abandoned nightclub or something like that. Bingo Fiesta. Whoa. Yeah, that place is probably Besto Central, so I'm not walking in there. But you can imagine 30, 40 years ago, in the 80s, American naval officers coming in here, having a good time, downing drink after drink. But times are changing. As you can see behind me, this is a new bridge and a new mall being built. Hi, how are you? Hi. And let's keep going, because this bridge on the other end is an important part of the city's history. Let's walk across a little bridge at a construction site. It's like everything changed. Like the place is alive now. The Americans are coming back. The current president of the Philippines, Bongbong Marcos, has invited the U.S. to come back and take over 4 military bases across the Philippines. So this area here is not part of the former military grounds that the U.S. controlled. Now you have jeepneys, stuff like that. It's a different district. The U.S. military bases are not going to be permanent like they were before, but there will be a lot more Americans running around on a regular basis in the Philippines. And this street used to be the center of activity when the military was here. I don't know who's yelling at me. Hi! ¿Cómo está? I'd really like to find like some older people, some older Filipinos that were here when the American military was here. They probably have a much different perspective on this city. Hi sir, how are you? ¿Cómo está? Do you know anyone that lived here when the Americans were here back in the 80s, 90s? In the Legion?
America, yeah.
Oh, so there's Americans like in there. What's it called? The Legion? Yeah.
How are you? How about you?
Good. Do you know any Americans?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I know the American.
You know the
My
Americans?
friends, a lot of American here for retired.
There's a lot of retired Americans.
Yeah.
Where do they live?
Go to this American Legion over there.
American Legion?
Yeah, to drink beer.
They're all
All the
drinking beer,
time.
and that sounds like Americans. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently everyone says I gotta go to the Legion building.
Pang rice. Rice na. Milk. Pang milk, baby. Aita.
I know, I'm sorry, I only have this.
Ito.
Have this. Okay.
Ito. Pang
Okay.
aita.
I got it. Alright, I go ahead. I can't.
Ito.
Maybe I'll have more money later. You'll probably be waiting.
Man, come dito.
Okay. Cool. So you used to live here up until 1980, then you went to the U.S. to work? Okay. And then,
30 years in there, almost 30 years.
Yeah.
I came back 2005.
was the area much more active back then?
Not that active like before.
So there's
1970.
Ni-
This is crowded.
in the 1970s, there was many Americans.
Yes.
I heard the Americans are coming back now.
Yes, it is. That's
Okay.
what they say.
Okay.
But slowly but surely, some are coming back for it.
See.
In May.
Just got change. It's about to be Christmas for them. Oh, look, you're still here. Whoa. All right.
Yeah, pang milk guys.
Are you all one family?
Milk. One family, one family, one family.
Who is one family?
5 family.
Not family. I gave you before. Here's one for you. There's milk.
Thank you. But the pinta.
Hey, calm down. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. You have a nice day. Bye bye. Yeah. Now everybody's happy. Actually, though, where do you come from? Can you tell me where do you come from?
Zambales Mountain.
Sambales Mountain.
Mountain.
You come from the mountains.
Mountain.
Okay. Okay.
Aita.
Aita. Do you
Yeah.
have your own language?
No translate English.
No.
Tagalog.
Language English.
Language Tagalog.
Okay. It's thank you. No, I gave you money already.
No.
You didn't even offer to sell that to me before, but thank you. Okay, I give you money. All right. So in the quote-unquote American bar, I did not find any Americans. In fact, the only foreigner was an old Dutchman, which I got to practice my terrible Dutch with. And then that family of beggars that you saw, very interestingly, they're from the Aita ethnic group, which is, I believe they're Melanesian. You can see they look almost African. And they come from the mountains in this area. You can find two-story buildings like this all across Subic. And these buildings are very distinctive because they used to be American military barracks about 40 years ago. And now, ironically, full of Korean travel agencies, a Chinese convenience store, a place to learn Japanese. It's become very Asian. Alright, well, this has been mildly interesting, but there's much more we could do. This whole area, this whole peninsula, the Bataan Peninsula, as I told you, is full of history. And I've got to tell you why the Americans are coming back, why the Philippines are inviting them back. There's a second part to this story. Can you guess why? On certain days, if you were to come out to this beach and you were to look out into the distance, you might see something unexpected. You might just see a Chinese warship. Now, it may not look very interesting at the moment. Those waters over there are what China considers to be part of its territory, the South China Sea. You may have heard the story. China is building artificial islands out of reefs all along the sea. And they're enforcing their claims by sending in their navy to harass the Filipino military, even local Filipino fishermen. In return, the US comes along and once in a while they harass the Chinese military back. And it goes on and on. The sea behind me is incredibly important to Chinese national security. The reason is, unlike the United States, who's basically self-sufficient when it comes to energy and food, China has to import the majority of its oil and food products. So, in the event of a war, conflict, if access to the South China Sea was ever blocked off, China's economy would be screwed almost overnight. The Philippines is effectively caught in the middle of a conflict between two great powers. The Filipino government wants the money and investment from China, but at the same time, they need the military security from the Americans. I have a question. Have you ever seen China? China ships?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee, nuclear power plant.
Yeah. But China military.
Huh?
China military? China Navy?
Okay, China.
China militar.
Oh,
You saw?
yes. China militar.
Oh, you saw them?
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Nuclear power plant. Nuclear power plant.
Okay.
Yun.
Area, sir.
Oh, in Zambales.
Yeah. That, did you see the mountain, sir?
Yeah.
There. Behind there.
So behind the mountains over there.
Oh, yeah, somebody's area. Yeah.
Okay. They come like every day over there.
Yeah, sometimes.
Once in a while, yeah. They come to say hi.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Up until now, the Filipino government has basically played both sides. But that just changed in a big way recently. After a series of incidents when Chinese Navy ships harassed Filipino fishing boats, the Marcos government took the very provocative step of inviting the US military to come back and establish bases across the Philippines. And this, for better or worse, puts the Philippines in a bit of a delicate situation. Because if a real conflict ever kicks off, say in the South China Sea or Taiwan, US Navy ships will be leaving from here to go fight China. And I hope that never happens. I want everyone to get along. But it could happen. Ready to go? Okay. Yeah, we go. So, for this part of the trip, we're going down a place that I'm going to explain in a little bit. I got a private driver so that, we can get to the out of the reach places, the nooks and crannies. Let's go. Ooh. Look at that durian. Ooh. Look at those rice fields. Oh, it's okay. We are currently in the Bataan Peninsula. And if you're American, you may have heard the word Bataan before and you didn't realize it. Because you've probably heard of the Bataan Death March. And this is where that took place. Is for your chickens? Oh, okay. It's very beautiful. Very magandang. Thank you. This region is gorgeous. It's really nice looking. And apparently, not many people come over here. So we've stopped here along the side of this kind of loud and busy road. Let's take a look at this marker. This is a marker for the Bataan Death March. The Americans and the Japanese were here. World War II. World War II, you know. Japanese. And I guess the locals are not up on their World War II history knowledge. One of the reasons why the Bataan Death March was so deadly, I mean, besides the Japanese army being absolutely vicious during the whole process, is the terrain that they had to pass through. They marched for 65 miles, and many of those 65 miles was on hilly, rocky terrain like this. Imagine walking through this without any sun protection, without any water. Any of the American or Filipino soldiers who collapsed during the march had to be carried by their comrades to continue on. I just imagine trying to carry a grown man up a hill, up mountains, for 65 miles. You can start to see why almost 1 in 3 out of all the soldiers there perished along the way. Nowadays, this area is far more tranquil. Most of the Philippines, the interior of the islands, are covered by mountains, hills. They're more difficult to reach, harder to farm. Life can be a little trickier if you live here. So in practice, most people just stay along the coast. I think I'm walking through somebody's private property, but nobody's saying anything, so. Okay, sir. Ready to go?
Good.
I'm ready. Yeah. Yeah. We have reached Mariveles, the southern tip of the Bataan Peninsula. It was here that both the United States and the Philippines suffered the largest military defeats in their country's history at the hands of the Japanese. 70,000 people, 70,000 soldiers were captured. And then the Japanese began the Bataan Death March, where they marched these captured soldiers, these POWs, over 65 miles up to the north. Oh. Excuse me, sir. You're cleaning the leaves. Oh, okay, you burn them. Oh, okay, I understand. Bit of an unorthodox way of raking the leaves, but there you go. So that island over there, way off in the distance, off the southern tip of the Bataan Peninsula, is Corregidor Island. That island was a key place in World War II. The Japanese captured it in 1942. They basically kicked the Americans out of the Philippines and took total control of the islands. Later, the Americans returned, and in 1945, along with the Filipino military, they defeated the Japanese on that island, and they began their campaign to take the Philippines back. The war, a huge trail of destruction in its wake. Not really sure why this area looks so sketchy. there are actually, supposedly, ferries that leave from here once a week that can take you over to the island. Unfortunately, I came at the wrong time of the week for that. Doesn't exactly look like a ferry terminal, though. You know, where can I take a boat to Corregidor Island? Can't go
there?
Yeah, to the island. Can I come with? Oh, you want me to bring you two with me? Trying to get a boat. I think I'm getting hit on right here. Okay, thank you. You enjoy your picnic. Sorry, my Tagalog County. What are you doing? You make a bola?
Yeah.
Okay. For what? You gonna throw the bowl?
No, may sabong.
Oh, for like bowling?
Swing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's sand. Wow, okay. You show me? How do you throw? Okay. Like that, okay.
Right.
Oh no, it fell apart. Alright. Sorry, bro, you gotta build it again. Cool. You stay here?
Yeah, one hit.
Yeah, what is that?
It's alcohol type. 680 proof.
What is that called?
80
Ginebra
proof.
San Miguel.
Oh,
Okay. You tell me this is the 40 ounce of the
It's very-
Philippines. That's that. Alright, I'll do one shot. Okay, cheers. That's your shot?
No, this is water.
That's water. Okay, you're drinking water, I do a shot. That's not fair.
Oh,
Cheers to Bataan. There we go.
where are they from?
America. Yeah. Pretty potent. Yeah, that's the last one. No. One. Only one. But you gotta do one too.
Yeah.
I can't drink alone.
Okay.
Okay. So I do one, and then you do one.
Okay.
Okay.
And then here.
I don't think they have a problem with that. Alright, here we go. Cheers to everything, to life. Okay. I finished. What's your names?
My name's June.
June?
English Beloy.
Beloy.
Fish.
I got some fish. You have a nice beard. Like the beard. Good. Are you invited? Thank you. Take a little piece.
That is tilapia.
Tilapia. Thank you, gentlemen.
Why you're alone?
I'm alone, I'm exploring. No?
You're an explorer?
Yeah.
Are you vlogger?
Yeah, blogger. Yeah.
Wow, vlogger.
Yeah. Thanks for the alcohol. You still have a cool beard.
Okay.
See you later. What's up?
Hold here.
Cold beer? Oh no, I can't drink anymore.
Okay.
Next time. Thank you. Yeah. Those guys are fun, but I'm not trying to get hammered at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm not actually an alcoholic, as some of my commenters think.
Ganito mag-swing-swing yan. Tara, laban. Sige mo. Mag-swing-swing kami.
Okay.
Yo.
It just gets more complex every time I come back.
Yes. Ganun.
So this is the game.
Laro to patag.
So you won the game.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're more gangster.
Oh.
Okay, you're gonna suck.
Oh, saksak yung leg.
Oh, I see you again. You wanna take a picture with me? Sure. Come. We take pictures. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Magaling. We didn't really find anything World War II related, but we found a lot of fun people. Almost forgot what this video is supposed to be about. So this is the Rizal Monument, Rizal Park in Manila. You can see the Filipino Marine over there guarding it. his uniform is very similar to that of a U.S. Marine, and that's no coincidence. Oh, good Lord, look at that Manila traffic right there. Another little fact that many Americans may not know is that after the Americans defeated the Spanish-American War in 1898, the Americans took over the Philippines, basically as a colony. The U.S. occupied the Philippines for almost 50 years. Is that your baby? Oh. Herbalife? Really? That pyramid scheme is still going? The American influence on the Philippines has been massive. Everything from their justice system, transportation system, to even their language, the use of English in the Philippines. It all can be traced back to the American colonial period. But we also need to be real about the occupation. It wasn't all shits and giggles. The U.S., while they were here, they fought a war with the Philippines. And they brutally put down an uprising for Filipino independence. So this is a little monument dedicated to the execution site of Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. He was executed. Not by the Americans, by the Spanish. That one's not our fault, at least. And that's kind of the weird thing about the Philippines. Because the Spanish and later the Japanese occupations were objectively worse than the American one, the U.S. is kind of remembered more favorably here. Here's a map of Europe according to the Philippines. Apparently, Turkey makes the cut, but Russia does not. I have sympathy for the Philippines. Because of their strategic proximity to China and Japan, you've always had outsiders that wanted to take over the islands. They just can't get a break. They say in China that the bridges were designed like this because spirits can't travel in a straight line. So if you design the bridge like this at an angle, that screws them over. Stupid spirits. It's the big man himself, Mr. Confucius. So this whole park was established by the Chinese-Filipino business community. You can tell by this sign, because the Chinese is written in traditional characters. Mainland China doesn't use those. And that's an important thing to keep in mind. Millions of people have been immigrating here from China and coexisting peacefully with the Filipino people for a very long time, for centuries. And that's one of the biggest problems with the rising tensions in China, because ordinary people get caught up in the crossfire. Xenophobia is on the rise in both the Philippines and the U.S. against Chinese people. And, you know, obviously I can't support that. Believe me, I've lived in China. They have the same proportion of assholes as any other country. It's just that they have 1 billion people, so they might have more. I got some more gangsters over here that are trying to be on camera. What's up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which gang are you representing? No gang. Okay, good. Here we go. 3, 2, all right, get the bandanas on. Sunglasses, good. Look at that. Boom. So, I was trying to think, how should I end this video? Since it's basically the end of my journey in the Philippines, for now. And I think I'm just going to speak straight from the dome. This is a great country. I love it. And I've been here several times. Before the pandemic, I almost moved here. And, you know, in the future, I might just move here again. Mahal ko ang Pilipinas. Talaga. I say that genuinely. Not like these carbon copy travel vloggers that just come here one after the other for a couple of days and then bounce. Nah. I've tried my hardest to understand the Philippines. I genuinely like the country. And I know there's still so much for me to see. I never made it to Cebu, never made it to Mindanao, the Palawan. There's over 7,000 islands in this country. 7,000! It's crazy. It's a lot of islands. Well, what can I say? Guess we're gonna have to say that for next time. There probably will be a next time. There's always a next time. I keep coming back here. The biggest reason for that is the Filipino people. Because Filipinos, some of the nicest, kindest, most polite, friendliest, fun to hang around with people I've found anywhere in the world. And, the thing about Filipinos is you're the only country in Asia that kind of gets Americans. You get our sense of humor. You joke around the same way. We get along really well. So, I hope there's no World War III before I come back again. I gotta get going. The traffic in the city is crazy when you go into the airport, That's gonna be it for this time. Ingat ka.